The second-round official shook his head as he turned away from the gigantic boulder and smiled at Nathan.
Congratulations, young warrior. You've passed once again with a perfect score.
The second-round official swiftly stamped Nathan's file and motioned toward the center of the plaza.
Please head into the center of the plaza for the final round of the examination. And good luck. I'm sure you'll make quite the impression over there. Thank you, sir. I will do as you say.
Nathan took back his file and saluted the official. Then he waved goodbye to the awestruck audience around him. Soon he was on his way to the center of the plaza, where a training field had been built within a colorful makeshift stadium. As soon as Nathan faded from view, the second-round official's smile faded. Frantically, he left the sand pit and headed toward a wooden watchtower that overlooked the entire square. The second-round official huffed and sweated as he climbed a ladder up to the tower as fast as he could. Rung after rung, he ascended until he reached a small viewing station that was 50 feet tall. On the platform, an old, bald man sat on a dark gray cushion as he oversaw the examination. He was the man in charge of the spiritual fighting exam. The old man yawned as he stared down through a spyglass at the ongoing race. The second-round official knelt before his superior.
Grand Elder Elric, sir, there's something I must report at once. What is it now? I can't imagine it's so important that you'd really have to disrupt my observations. But it is important, sir. Nathan Hayfield. Yes, the fast one. I heard about him before I even got up here. What of him? How's he managing in the sand pits? He already managed it, sir. Lifted the 6,000-pound boulder over his head, and not only that, but he did it 100 times in a row like it was nothing. It might as well have been a sack full of feathers. He must have made some sort of pact with heaven to wield such strength.
Grand Elder Elric's brow furrowed.
How strange. Did you inspect the boulder? Check to see if he'd done it properly? Yes, Elder Elric. I even tried to lift it myself.
And?
It's 6,000 pounds, sir. Fascinating. What should I do, sir? He's on his way to the final stage as we speak. Should I alert the Doom faction?
No, not yet. I'll contact them myself, if he manages the third stage as you suspect he will.
I'll bet my money on it, sir.
Well, come on then. Let's go see if he'll make you a rich man. Elder Eldrix slid down the tower ladder as the second-round official slowly trailed his boss. All eyes were on Nathan when he passed the makeshift stadium and entered the training field. The stadium itself was only partially full, as most people expected the competitors to arrive several hours from now. Frankly, at this point, the people of the fiefdom would have been impressed if any of their warriors had finished the race stage by now, let alone the strength stage. And yet, here was Nathan, casually strolling up to the third-round official's desk.
Sorry, young man, you must be lost. Are you looking for the second round's venue?
Nathan simply smiled as he handed the official his file. The official's eyes widened as she saw his perfect score stamps.
But, this can't be possible.
The official stood up and was about to say something else when she caught a glimpse of Elder Elric out of the corner of her eye. Elric stood at the very top row of the stadium with his spyglass. Beside him, the second-round official nodded his head at her. The third-round official's tone grew more officious as she motioned for Nathan to follow her.
Very well, then. Please, follow me, young warrior.
Nathan trailed the official as she led him into the middle of the training field. All around the field stood 6-foot-tall wooden training puppets armed with wooden training swords.
What level of combat difficulty do you wish to face?
What's the highest level?
Well, easy would be fighting 3. Medium is 6. Advanced is 9.
I see you have 10 puppets here.
You want 10? Sure. Why not go for the perfect score here as well? Just be warned, they're not like your average puppets. These puppets hit back, and not softly either. Elder Elric has enchanted each of them with some of his spiritual aura. In order for you to pass, you must survive the onslaught of all 10 of them attacking you at once for 10 minutes straight.
Thank you for the warning, but I'd still like to face them all, if that's all right.
You got it, young warrior. Just don't say I didn't warn you.
Nathan waited patiently in the center of the training field as the third round officially activated all 10 of the puppets using her spiritual energy. Finally, she turned to him and tossed him a wooden training sword.
Your sparring match begins now. Good luck.
Nathan nodded his head and chuckled as he took up a defensive stance.
If only she knew how simple this was for me.
Despite their enchantment, the puppets were made of wood and could execute only basic sword-fighting movements and techniques. To a high-level beginner, they would have been an extremely difficult opponent to face, but to Nathan, this was nothing to worry about. Through the wooden training puppets, Nathan sensed that Elder Elric was only an apprentice level 7, so Nathan knew that the puppets didn't stand a chance against him, as they were only as powerful as the one who had enchanted them. As soon as the third round official stepped out of the training field, Nathan felt a gust of wind blow around him as the 10 puppets attacked him simultaneously. As Nathan leaped out of the way at the last possible moment, he thought about how impossible this challenge would be for any typical student at a sword-fighting academy. Luckily, he was no typical student, and as he countered a furious series of sword blows from the puppets all at once, he finally felt as if he understood his own strength. Nathan was now a master level 6 spiritual warrior. He knew that even if he stopped blocking or parrying the puppets' sword thrusts and let them try their best to harm him, they would be unable to do any real damage to his body. However, Nathan was not the type of warrior to simply sit back and let his opponents hit him. Nathan focused his attention, and time began to slow. The nearest puppet leaped up toward him with the intention of landing an overhand slice to cut Nathan's head. In milliseconds, Nathan's training sword severed the puppet's head from its body. The wooden torso fell apart in the air and was little more than kindling when it reached the ground. Elder Elric groaned from his view in the stands. He wiped the front of his spyglass and looked again, blinking over and over again to make sure he was seeing straight.
I knew this hayfield lad would be special, but I never imagined this. It took all day and all of my spiritual energy reserves for me to enchant those puppets, and yet he swats them away and squashes them like they're flies. Even a low-tier apprentice-level warrior shouldn't be able to handle them this well. How strong is he, really?
The other 9 puppets leaped back and reevaluated their foe. 4 thrust their blade points at him from different angles, while 3 leaped into the air to slice him down from above. The final 2 puppets readied their swords to parry any counterattack from Nathan. Once again, Nathan's breath slowed down, and once again, he moved so fast that he saw the puppets' movements in slow motion. Nathan vaulted in the air and arched his blade around his body in a sweeping motion, brutally slicing off the 4 thrusting puppets' heads. As he landed, he rolled out of the range of the soaring puppets' swords. Nathan popped up out of the roll and proceeded to cut down the 3 leaping puppets before they could recover from their missed slice attacks.
Please subscribe to the Pocket FM YouTube channel and press the bell icon for instant notification. Check out our channel for more such exciting shows.